In the bottom left corner, playing for Kaiji Gaming, Solar. And in the top right corner for the Shopify Rebellion, Byun. Okay, so if we have any Koreans in the chat, please feel free to translate this for me because I have no idea what's going on. I'm just gonna let these type away here. Man, I wish I knew some Korean, but I am currently occupied learning another language that is yeah, enough for my brain. Yeah, okay, Billy, you're probably right. They're probably talking about the dangers of climate change. You're absolutely right there. They're probably telling the Korean viewers to go and check out exclamation point petition, and that is an absolute fair point that you're making. Okay, but back to the game. Obviously, we've already seen Solar's ZVT today. Looked a little bit shaky against Gumiho in the early stages, but as soon as he has gotten a grip on the game in the mid game, he looked very convincing. So let's see if that is something that he can get away with against Byun, because Byun really is the master of aggression, right? Uh, if Byun deals early damage, he will continuously uh, go for the aggression, and might not be as easy for Solar to recover from this as it was against Gumiho. But so far, very, very normal. Just regular expansion builds from both players. Byun does build his factory in the back of his base, so not planning on swapping that over to this reactor. Uh, just building a tech lab, so wants to go into tank production quite early on. Solar has seen absolutely nothing. He's just he just feels like the laser of Korea, where he just doesn't scout. Gets quite a bit of map vision here with the watchtower and link spread around, but gets that denied by these couple of Marines, and that's a ballsy move. That's only like 8 Marines, and if Solar were to go for something aggressive here, which by the way Byun has no idea because he as well has not seen anything, um, he would just lose the game straight up. Get surrounded in the middle of the map, nothing at home, boom. But now this if Byun would know that there's really no amount of links out here, maybe even poke up a little bit here, but yeah. He's done a very good job of hiding this Cloak Banshee so far until this Overlord comes in and just scouts it, obviously. So, sees the timing as well. So, Spore Crawlers going down and all the mineral lines. Yeah, the first Banshee heading in here. Spore Crawler finished. Not gonna find a whole lot of damage. This Banshee will probably just wait for the second Banshee to join up to head in there and start one-shotting drones. Really no point microing his heart out against the Spore Crawler and the Queen. The Banshee is going to take damage, and there's definitely more damage capabilities in two Banshees showing up at the same time, yeah. And they're cloaking and heading for the exact same spot again. Solar, if he pays attention, sees this. Now reacts to it. Has a bunch of queens, and the overseers coming, so yeah. This cloak Banshee opening utterly ineffective for Byun. He did snipe the drone that was going out to build the fourth base for just a little while, but yeah, what good is that really gonna do? Super comfortable drone count for Solar. Gets into his baneling speed and all the upgrades for his links, so not as shaky of an early game as we've seen in his games versus Gumiho. Yeah. Already at 70 drones. Taking out these rocks, getting on with the creep spread here. There's one tank in this army of Byun, but baneling speed is done, and there's plenty of banelings already ready. So this is really just a creep denial force. I don't think this force can ever really threaten this fourth base from going up if Solar plays it right. And yeah, Solar is just playing it cautiously. Has a force up here that he could either use for a run by or to surround this army. Whatever he feels like is the better move. Yeah, but this army just stuck at the edge of creep here. Maybe with the Banshees coming in can get some more ground, but the Queens and the Overseers are here, so gets a drone, and that is it. These links just taking out the rocks, so opening up more pathways for the Zerg player to maneuver around. Yeah, but this is just a position that Solar feels very comfortable in. 75 drones. Upgrades done. Byun not behind on upgrades either, so... and catches a couple of morphing banelings on creep here, so... small victory for Byun. Falls back to his position that he has established here at the watchtower. Solar off of this, just going to go into Lurker's Infestation Pit Hive again, so seems to be his favorite style of play at the moment. Byun gets one queen. Nicely done. Creep spread on this side of the map, not great, but now... oh, Solar indecisive. So Byun retains this position here. And also takes position on the north side of the map. Cleans up more creep and takes this watchtower if he decides to do so. Yeah. Byun so far being really efficient. Only losing 600 minerals. What is that? That's 11 marines. Byun has lost 11 marines and an SCV this entire game, while killing banelings, lings, queens, creep tumors. Now advancing this position here, still no creep spread, so should finally be able to kill this tank now and get rid of a bit of the staying power of this army. But the Banshees are now raining over this queen. There's a Spore Crawler, so won't be able to go in much further. Oh, Overseer coming in, but not enough Hydras just yet. So these Banshees, man, 13 kills. And how much does the other? 11. And now they're both going down. I think they had like 11 and 14 kills. Big engagement on the north side of the map here. Byun forced to lift up. And this is the first time he's actually taken some losses. And Solar engages all the way into this very extended tank line. Meanwhile, at the same time, drop into the main base. Byun forced to lift this one up. 1 second, guys. I just have to time this guy out in chat. Okay, so we're getting into the scenario of game where I wanted Gumiho to go, but Gumiho not quite making it here, and now Byun is showing a masterclass of multitasking so far. Still no creep on this side of the map. There's just one creep turmer that hasn't advanced yet. So once again, Byun will be able to take this position. Meanwhile, this double drop coming in here is gonna get cleaned up. But a lot of this force of Solar's forces are now occupied in this, and Byun gets position on the bottom side of the map here. Blinding Cloud will be able to Blinding Cloud these two tanks here. But now Solar has to engage off creep, and is there going to be enough for the Zerg? It looks like yes, just enough stuff from Solar to push Byun back. Byun is not really transitioning out of this yet. At this point of the game, I would like to see him go into the Ghost Academy. Okay, he does it now. Ghost Academy, 3 more CCs, so setting up for the long haul. Once again exploiting the lack of creep. Oh, the Viper! Full energy Viper just flying into Marines. I know it's got a bit of a base trading scenario, a lot of lurkers setting up on this 4th base of Byun. Byun scans it and gets the mass repair on the planetary. A lot of SCVs falling, but as long as he can maintain this position. Oh, the scan ran out. It's just 2 lurkers left. Meanwhile, on this side of the map, Byun's also getting cleaned up. Did not take out the space. Another scan coming in, so cleans up the lurkers here. Solar has retained an impressively high drone count, but now this base is under fire and a bunch of them are going to go down. So 80 drones, and I would really like to see Byun chase these drones out, because that's what is keeping Solar in the game right now. Lurkers assembling at this base, so this force still strong for Byun, but now with the lurkers advancing, tanks going down, Byun has to lift up, and he did not in fact chase out these drones. That would have been crucial damage. But at the same time, on the north side, I can't even keep up. Taking out this base in the north, taking out the creep here. Great victory for Byun. There's a bunch of creep here, but that doesn't really stop Byun from pushing through this avenue, and this creep is going to recede. And now Byun really being all over the map, finding damage all over the map. Solar investing a parasitic bomb to chase out this medibag. Really trying to make the most of every unit here. Takes this time to advance this army. Oh, this lurker is getting a lot of free shots off, but yeah, is now being dealt with. And Byun once again with this position over on this watchtower gets so much control over this area here. And oh, Byun, don't run your ghost in. Ah, a bit careless here. Byun is also active on the north side of the map. It's just like, hey, bro, where's your base? I killed this. Why didn't you rebuild this? Really stretching Solar thin here. Yeah, we really see there's just so little creep because of the constant aggression of Byun. Not doing very well with these ghosts here. They're constantly free firing on the lurkers and never getting the snipes off. So gets the overseer, I guess. Not that great control yet. But just the threat of these ghosts will stop the Vipers from advancing. And eventually, yeah, now the snipes are going through. Gets rid of 4 lurkers. 5, maybe? Yes, 5 lurkers. Great usage of these ghosts. And it looks like Byun is slowly not going to break through because there are 6 more lurkers. And now Solar going for the engagement into the tank line with the blinding clouds on the ground. Byun kiting back, and it looks like Solar is cleaning it up, but there's so many more ghosts and tanks behind this, and we can really see it in the unit loss tab here. Byun being so much more efficient in all the trades that he's taken. Yeah, just advancing with these ghosts, just sniping off a couple of lurkers and retreating again. It didn't start out great for him, but now he's making good use of the ghosts. And oh, this is so hard for Solar to engage into 5 tanks in the back here. Bit of a lurker run by attempted on the north side of the base, and it's still alive, but only one scan required to clean this up. And Byun really never got onto this bottom right side base here. If that would have stopped mining, that would have been a crippling damage. But like this, Solar still sitting on a fair amount of bases, still sitting on a good economy. So despite the constantly good trades here from Byun, it's not yet breaking through. Or even sniping banelings here. That is so cute. Now Solar engaging, gets the EMPs onto the Vipers. Great engagement for Byun. And this is the first time that he's looking like he's taken a convincing army engagement win here. The lurkers on the north side of the map, not yet burrowed. Oh yeah. Forces Solar to tap out. The reason, or like at least part of the reason why Byun is doing a lot better from home than he is in the GSL studio is firstly, it's obviously a way higher stakes match when he's playing GSL, and the second factor is that the fact that there's it's usually quite cold in the GSL studio, so yeah, when it's cold, his wrists are a bit more stiff, I would assume, and then if he gets into the games, it's a bit of a bigger strain on his wrist. So yeah, these 2 factors make it so that the issues that Byun has show up in the GSL studio more than it does at home. And once again, on this Blast from the Past map, we see a Blast from the Past strategy. So far, 2 Rex Reaper. And Solar did see at least one of the barracks is on the low ground. He doesn't quite go in to confirm this yet. I have no idea what this chatter means, by the way. Oh, is there a third Byun in the lobby? Or I don't even know what's going on. I'm sorry, guys. I'm missing half of the game because I'm just confused by Oh, I switched to Soulless Vision, and that's why it appeared in a different color. Man, these old maps are not great for old man Vitamin. Oh, first SCV, first Reaper going down here, so good defense so far. Yeah, I mean this is really an excellent map to do this on because you have a lot of freedom to kite away, but link speed is about to be done. So these Reapers, obviously this strategy ever since it was the meta has been nerfed. The grenades that the Reapers throw, the I don't know what they're called, grenade charges, the cooldown and damage of those have been reduced. So Byun just heading home, expanding behind this. Yeah, we really do need a translator in the chat, guys. If you have any Korean friends, please tell them to come to the stream, and I'll open up the chat again to see what those guys were chatting about. Okay, so still have a bunch of Reapers here, 11 of them. It's still producing more. Wonder what this is about. The world bullshit is not restricted. Denying climate change is restricted. So I'm gonna give you one more timeout. If this shit happens again, you're a goner. Okay? Thank you. It's just more and more Reapers coming out here from Byun. The Marines just there to chase away an Overlord, I guess. But I don't know if this is the play in this day and age. So I'm not sure if Solar knows that this is only like still just tons of Reapers, but I'm not sure if he has to know. I think like the regular defenses that he has here should just be sufficient. Yeah. Now it's guys, it's a 16 Marine drop, but it's 16 Reapers. Yeah, he just has to load up again. This guys, I'm afraid this hasn't quite worked out for Byun here, and Solar is, he must be just as confused as we are over here. Getting a queen here now, and this is an ugly position for Solar to fight into. What is going on? These medevacs are going to get a hard time getting out of this here. But now he trades quite efficiently against all these links here with the Reaper charges. But now the links are getting through, and not even the Reaper regeneration can work against that. Meanwhile, a Liberator here killing nine drones and denying more mining time. What am I watching, guys? I am. I thought there were more Reapers heading across the map, but this time it's actually just Marines. So looks like the medevac did finally go down, and these Reapers don't take out their final queen. But yeah, this now means that Widow Mine harassment is coming in, and a push on this side of the map. I think that was the last Reaper though, right? Yeah, okay. No more Reapers on the map. We can go back to pretending this is a normal game. Byun still on 2 bases. Third command center finishing up, but you know, I don't I don't hate his position. He's kept the drone count to 60. He's somewhat keeping up in upgrades. This position is always so hard to fight into for a Zerg player, as long as there's no creep spread. Goes back into the main base again. Ah, no, it doesn't. Yeah, okay. So as soon as there's creep up on this area of the map and the spore crawler here, this gets a lot harder for the Terran to fight into. More Widow Mine drops. Oh, the armory just finished, so these Widow Mines actually not being detected for the time being. But yeah, Overseer coming in. And now Byun does go for this drop into the main base again. All of the queens are on the slow ground here, and there's plenty of Ling bailing in the main. Oh, these Widow Mines did end up shooting again, so I don't want to jinx it, guys, but Byun is kind of somehow, some way making this work. Yeah, I'm sure this means what the fuck are you doing and why is it someone working? These two Widow Mines still a threat. There's a Spore Crawler now, so yeah. Byun finally getting to his third base. But meanwhile, this is kind of the problem for Byun here. The tech is advancing for Solar. And now this position is being fully claimed by Zerg, so this double drop is gonna have a hard time making anything work. Has the Bass asks, is this a new map? No, this is a very old map. Yes, this used to be in the official Blizzard map pool in, I believe, 2016-ish. Yeah, it's a Heart of the Swarm map. Wow. Finally, Solar getting rid of a couple of those Marines. Interesting approach with these Widow Mines here, considering that he is once again going up against Ling Baneling Hydra, eventually into Lurker. So all these Widow Mines firing, but not getting great connections. That's a good one, but only on Lings. Blade 9216 says, hell yeah, I'm gonna sign that. Thank you for helping out that petition. You're getting an error. Maybe. I don't know the reason behind this, but maybe you can check out our Twitter at AlphaXSC2. There's another link there that should work for you. Meanwhile, we are getting a deny on this base, and this has always been the point where it gets tricky, right? Because you covered your bases on like your quadrant of the map more or less, and then expanding further into here, it's a long distance, and it's only like 2 paths available, and big counterattack on this 4th base attempt from Byun. It's forced to lift up, but plenty of units in position. The fact that he's still being able to be pesky from this position is just incredible to me. Oh, it's gonna take some lurker fire here now. Byun slowly deciding to transition out of his play here. Oh, this is a bad fight for Byun though. I don't like this engagement. Yeah, I know. All these Widow Mines cleaning up a lot of the links. Byun is kiting back. And we're gonna see 2 more starports being built and a fusion core. Solar is eventually taking a little more control here, but once again, very little creep spread. Still unable to take this base down here. Now sending some overlords there to, I guess, like get a bit of vision, get a bit of creep spread if he decides to do that. Yeah, I was hoping for battle cruisers for the maximum memes, but right now it's just mass liberator production. Which is not bad, because you can get a lot of damage on this base and a lot of denial. But meanwhile, in the middle of the map, off creep, Solar's looking for that engagement. Byun just kiting back and doesn't really have the army forces. Where is his army? Oh, these lurkers are now getting into a great position onto this planetary. It will go down. And Byun's army so far, very low tech still. Ah, and these lurkers are just standing strong. Super hard to engage into. The Liberator gets taken out by the 3 remaining Hydras. As soon as there are no Hydras anymore, the Liberators can siege up and take care of this. But this has been a very, very good engagement by Solar. Taking out the base, taking a very good army exchange. Liberators are now heading across the map to find some counter damage, which I don't really agree with. I think the Liberators are absolutely necessary to clean up this army force here. Yeah, this is not the damage that Byun needs to do. He's taken out a couple of drones, but he denies mining here, but he doesn't deny this base, and this base is up as well. And yeah, this army is just moving forward. It's only Bio, it's only Marine Marauder Medivac against all these lurkers, and Byun will never find favorable trades against that. Yeah, and it looks like Solar has the forces to break through into this 3rd base, and Byun is forced to tap out. Chat is confirming that this is indeed a Wings of Liberty map. Once again, 4-player map. Very funky expansion pattern. We're not seeing proxy bergs this time around. We're seeing a CC first. Okay. The other crazy thing that you can do on these old 4-player maps. This is going to be a very late scout for Solar as well, because his first Overlord is going over to this right side, bottom right side. Well, there's absolutely nothing there, and this Overlord is like semi-scouting for the spawn position of his opponent, but also semi-scouting for proxy barracks. So this is something that people did back in the day. It's just gamble it out and throw down a CC first. Exclamation point caster. We don't have that command, but hello, my name is Vitamin. You can follow me on Twitter if you like what you're hearing at followvitamin. I'm the esports operations manager for AlphaX that dips his toes into casting just a little bit. Okay, CC first, barracks. No units, reactor before any units are coming out. Ay, ay, ay. This is great, guys. I'm loving every minute of this. Solar has no idea what's happening still. Just goes for his regular opening. Takes his third base. But I would imagine it's been a while since Solar has played against the CC first. It's not really a thing on current maps anymore. We don't really have 4-player maps anymore, so this little Ling, for the first time ever, is going to find this position. It's going to find the CC. It's going to find. Okay, what did it see? It did see another barracks, another tech lab researching. He doesn't know that it's a barracks, but at this point of the game, he probably has to assume that it is. Now this is in fact Whirlwind. The very old map has just been slightly adjusted for Legacy of the Void. But in principle, it is the same map as back in the day. By the way, guys, once again, Korean chatter going on. I have no idea what they're talking about. But please enlighten me if you know Korean. So I guess Byun's decided that because these are old maps, he's also going to be playing very old strats. So 3 rags, 1 eBay researching, kind of a late factory. So I assume he's going to be pushing out as soon as his starport is done and he gets to produce 2 medivacs, maybe. In theory, these kinds of maps are a lot better for the Zerg. The Zerg loves big maps, and it's going to be a bit of a stretch taking his 4th base location. It's probably going to take this one, and it takes a millennia for creep to get down here. But as soon as the Zerg player gets the 4th base, he loves the map being big because his units are just a lot more mobile, right? So third command center going down for Byun. His first medivacs are coming out, and this is lining up quite beautifully with his +1 and his combat shields. So these Marines are going to be fairly strong, and only 5 Banelings are being morphed as of now. Creep strat is good though. Byun is going to have to go through a lot of creep here to be in a position to properly threaten Solar here. This high ground position is quite nasty to engage up into, especially if the creep is receding here. And now Byun going for it. Microing against these queens. Baning speed not even started yet. So, going for the surround here, another stim. Good connections from Solar. and Byun is forced to lift up his Marines, but just unloads them again straight away in the same position. Just going to reinforce this push with another 2 medevacs, this time with a tank. And Banelink speed is very, very late. Banelink speed not being done here is going to be a crucial factor in whether this push is successful for Byun or not. The tank is going to get set up here. More creep is being cleared, so slowly Byun is going into a position where this can deal actual threatening damage. Forced to pick up these 8 Marines though, and there's Ling run by from behind coming through. The Banelings, oh, the Banelings still no speed, but somehow they're connecting with this army. The tank's still going strong for the time being. And now Marines, I don't want to say uncontested, because there's still a bunch of Terran. And these medevacs are completely out of juice. Liberators now coming into this fray. Constant aggression. More Marines, more tanks. Byun is kind of committed to making this work. He's only just now started upgrading more, so still looking for the damage here. And this position, if he gets deeper into this, is nasty. Oh yeah, this Liberator setup. Solar doesn't have a good way of fighting into these Liberators here. One tank shelling away. The Banelings, they don't really know where to go. They want to stay on creep, but where are they going? One Liberator is down now. Oh, this army is heavily overstimmed. Run by taken care of Byun's third base. Oh, and now this Liberator is in a position where it can get taken out by the Queens here. Solid defense by Solar. Yeah, now the game for Solar more or less stabilizing. He's taken his 4th base, taken his 5th base, very far away from Byun. Like look how far away this is. I can't even move my mouse. I'm running out of mouse pad here. This is a position that the Terran will have a very hard time dealing damage to. But still, Solar being cautious about this. Obviously, the Terran can drop, but yeah, for the end of time, like as long as it just drops, this amount of Zerg army will be able to deflect that. And yeah, Byun not paying attention there for a second because he was also microing on the other side of the map. So gets excuse me, almost entirely cleaned up here. And this just looks like it's Solar's game. Once again transitioning into these lurkers. And we saw Byun, who was in a better position last game, not really having an answer for them. And this time around, it's looking really grim. Trying to find more damage, but this small force is just enough to deflect this. Has this base up and operational, mining, 78 drones, feeling good. We have our first Vipers coming out, more upgrades, crackling, +2 melee. This is Solar's game to lose now, absolutely. Byun is building a 4th command center, but well, the amount of control that Solar has on the entire map now, it's going to be very hard for Byun to even get that 4th base into position, let alone set it up with as a planetary. Yeah. Byun trying his hardest, still dropping, but this just gets cleaned up very easily. A bit of a bigger force now on the bottom side here with 2 tanks. Takes out this base attempt. And now Solar has to react to this. It's a bit more beefy because of the 2 tanks on the high ground. And so far, Solar is just sending a couple of links, which is not going to clean this up. But now with the Viper blinding cloud, Byun is able to evacuate the 2 tanks, which is nice for him. And now because of this diversion, this 4th base can get into position. I'm not sure if Solar is going to let him have it. But for now, it's getting there, and it's starting to become a planetary. This one little Marine gets the cancel on the hatchery. That's hilarious. So Solar now sees this 4th base attempt here. And doesn't look like he wants to commit heavily to dealing with this. This sling run by is going to get run into the meat slaughter. Meat grinder is what it's called. Now he's attempting to go into this 3rd base here. Oh, this is going to find great damage. A lot of SCVs are going to get down if the Bailings decide to actually explode. Yeah. Solar just going for the quick swoop in, cleans up a lot of the infrastructure, cleans up a lot of the SCVs, has a bazillion bases around the map. Yeah, and now he's morphing his first 6 lurkers. Byun had trouble dealing with those in the last game already. Another drop taking out another base, but probably not gonna find a whole lot more because the swarm is arriving. How many bases does Solar have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be his 7th base. At least Byun has his 4th base established, you know. I was afraid that he wasn't gonna get to this point, that Solar was gonna crush him when he was pulling his army units over to defend the 4th base. Yeah, but now he's facing an even higher tech Zerg army. Lurkers getting into position, blinding clouds all over the tanks, and now the Lurkers free firing on this 3rd base of Byun. 22 more SCVs going down. Yeah. Byun has 2 ghosts, 3 ghosts out on the field, but how are you going to deal with this amount of Lurkers? At this point, Solar can just throw more stuff at Byun, and eventually Byun won't be able to defend anymore. Tiny drop once again on the bottom side of the map. Just the remains of the previous drop, but yeah, Byun down to barely over 100 supply. Trying to snipe Hydras here, but that's not the play. He knows it's over. He's not even sieging these tanks anymore. And he GG's out. Right, introducing the players. That's something that we do in StarCraft casting, right? In the top left corner of Lightshade, a map from the year 2020, 2021, 21. I want to say 20. I'm not good with this, guys. It's Solar. And in the bottom right corner, forced to play 2 utterly disgusting Zerg maps on the in the last 2 maps, which he could have vetoed, by the way. Like he could have vetoed those. It's a Byun. It's a Byun. All right, let's see some modern ZVT. Byun looked really good in the first map of this series. Really dominating performance. Alright, I should probably set the score. Nope, it's the other way around. There you go. So let's see if Byun can get himself into a similar position as in the first map, where constant aggression eventually won him the game. Very impressive style. Once again, building the factory a bit further back in his base, so he's not gonna swap the factory onto this reactor here. The last time that he did that, he went for a Cloak Banshee opening. So, on the other hand, that Cloak Banshee opening didn't do a whole lot for him. It killed, I think, 2 drones in total. That's not the amount of damage that you want to get from that kind of investment. It looks like it's the same build. Tech Lab coming down, Starport coming down, so... Solar once again saw that there's still a barracks on this reactor, so... if he still has memory of the first game, he's probably going to be prepared for the Banshees. Once again with this Marine move out, which I still find it dangerous as all. Byun hasn't seen anything, and if this was an aggressive build by Solar, which is very possible on this map, by the way, this is in my opinion, this is almost never worth the risk. Even if this works out phenomenally, and gets like a creep tumor and like maybe a bunch of lings, this is never worth the risk. But Byun is a far better player than me, so he knows better, and so far he has not gotten his units caught, so all this did is force a few more links than Solar maybe wanted to build. This Overlord's once again gonna get the Scout on the Banshees here, by the way. So, if these Marines weren't out on the map, they could be here and here denying the Scout from happening. These Marines... It's more Marines now are heading across the map, but guys, these are unupgraded Marines. Like, these Queens alone would be enough. And they are enough to chase this away. And now, Solar did take this seriously and build quite a big amount of links. And they just go, oh no. Is this how the series ends? Okay. Didn't kill as much as he would want, but leaving that door open was a bit of a shocker. Now these 2 Banshees. Cloak's finished, so have the potential to be a bit annoying. Have the potential to kill this 4th base again? Oh, he didn't see it. Byun didn't see it. Last time he did this, he was at least able to cancel this this 4th base attempt, but now. I'm gonna call it. I don't like this opening. I don't like this opening for Byun. I think it has very little chance of finding the appropriate damage. But this little move out, once again, 1 tank. Stim is finished. Has the potential to maybe be a bit of a threat to this 4th base. Oh, this tank is sieging up very far away though, so... Solar can probably just buy time until his Baning speed is finished. 2nd tank coming in, both Banshees still alive, so this is dangerous. Bailing speed is now done. 7 bailings on the map. Solar does not want to lose this base, so he's looking for this engagement here now. Forces Byun to lift up, but these tanks still shelling away. Now these Banshees are... Okay, so maybe these Banshees are just... So this push is a little bit scarier? So far, Solar has taken damage on this hatchery, but it's not that yet. Still has a couple of transfuses, but he would obviously rather use them on the queens to have them available in the fight. And Solar is going for it once again. Ah, Solar's 1-1 is about to finish, so it can be a bit more decisive in cleaning this up as soon as that's done, which is right about now. But he seems content to just have Byun in this position, looking for damage with this counterattack, but not finding it yet. And now this Link Force is going to come in, swoop in from the back to clean this up. Finally! Yeah, now Solar is fully committing, cleaning this up, getting the tanks out of the way. But this has prevented him from droning up quite as much as he would want it to have. But he's gonna reach that 80 drone count soonish, and his tech is advancing. The hive is on the way. The lurker then is gonna come down. This avenue of attack seems to be what Byun wants to... where Byun wants to find his damage. And this hatchery is still very low, so one bad fight for Solar, one overcommitment, and this hatchery is gonna go down, but yeah, not from these 5 Marines over here. They'll drop in the main base, deflected after just 3 drones go down. Oh, big counterattack coming in, and Byun doesn't seem to be in position. And this time around, Solar's gonna find damage with the counterattack. 10 STVs. Oh, now he darts in for this 4th base. Ah, Solar. Just enough forces here. Transfuses on the hatchery, keep it alive for the time being. But it's actually gonna go down. So Byun did finally manage to take out the space. Solar has a new base set up over here, and the 5th base building down here, so... Considering his tech is looking super good, I think he's still feeling fine. Oh, if this drop can take out the lurker, then that's gonna be a big reset for Solar. But the queens and the transfuses clutch on the defense. Oh, that would have been the opening that Byun needed. Denying this lurker attack for just a little bit longer would have been super big for him. Oh, he gets it! The Banshees! The Banshees come in clutch! From the beginning of the game, I said I didn't like the opening. Byun's proving me wrong. The Banshees swooping in, getting the lurker kill. The lurker then. Ooh! Okay, now Byun's gotta bring this back, right? Solar is rebuilding that lurker then. The upgrade did finish. Okay, the lurker upgrade did in fact finish, so not as big as it could have been if he had killed it the first time around, but yeah, this is quite some time that Solar had not been able to produce lurkers. Byun just content fighting efficiently against those links. He has this base established now, so that's a good anchor point with the planetary. Oh, the Banshee's taken out the base. This 16 and 7 kills. The fact that he just kept them alive for so long increased their value immensely. But now another fight on the bottom side of the map here. Solar engaging off of creep. Tanks being abducted in. Byun running far back, but the tank line extends so far back, and the planetary here should be able to stay strong. But that was a decent fight for Solar. The reset on the army of the Terran was very important here, and now he has the bank to move lurkers. So as long as he doesn't take immediate counter damage here, he's going to get into his favorite lurker play on a good economy with everything that he wants. Oh yeah, the lurkers are done now. Only 4 of them for the time being. So this siege up, I'm not a fan. It's a bit too far forward. The lurkers are connecting with all of the army of Byun here, and this was the second bad fight in a row that Byun took. And is this enough for Solar to just push through? More lurkers morphing, and Solar is now into the third base of Byun. Blinding Cloud preventing these tanks from doing the damage, and Solar takes it.